No, again, no. She's simply not a good candidate because she wasn't transparent. She wasn't authentic. Um, she wasn't genuine. She went back on a lot of the things that she stated that she wouldn't do and would do. She flat out told black people, I'm not doing anything for black people. Ha ha ha. It was a lot of things that that she just did as a candidate that just did not look it didn't look good. It didn't look good. It didn't feel good. Um it she just the flat out pandering, it just I mean we had Glorilla and Meg the Stallion performing twerking on stage for a presidential rally. Like that's not a good candidate. Like if you have to do that, then that makes no sense. Obama didn't have to do that.
Trump did. That's the reason why he had Amber Rose there too. He pulled out
Trump
all the antics. She did what
Amber
Trump
Rose
did. She
was
played the
not
game that
twerking on
Trump was playing.
stage.
But
Amber
Amber
Rose
Rose
wasn't
ran a
twerking on
whole
stage.
campaign. He had
She,
someone up there talking about who didn't have nothing to do with politics. A woman who ran a whole campaign with a big ass tattoo across her forehead. They both was playing the same
And a lot
game.
of those women participated in that whole campaign as well.
But
it's
that's not the topic right now. We talking about the dumb shit they was doing and the antics they was doing
Right.
to
Come on
get
now,
their
Louis.
supporters. They both
no,
was
you
doing
can't
dumb
do that.
shit.
You can't do
I mean,
They
that.
both was
you
doing dumb
can't
shit.
say
You
Cut it
can't
out.
in
do
one
that.
breath, you can't say that that's not the topic and then
That is the
remove the
topic. Them doing
context
dumb
from.
shit in order to bring people on to their campaign. He's
Look,
saying
look.
Kamala did some, what's her name? Kamala did some dumb shit.
Kamala.
So did Trump. They both was doing crazy. Trump was throwing chicken in the crowd, bruh. He came out throwing chicken to the crowd. Like, we can't talk about
Louis,
antics because Trump got the
you ain't gonna
most
get it
stuff.
once she gets started. Ain't no stopping her. You ain't gonna
Oh
get it.
no, I know. I remember her
Now, I
now.
don't really know too much about politics. I'm
Okay,
trolling.
okay,
I'm
okay,
just
okay.
trolling about what
So,
I'm saying.
Just throw in a
so
child
as
tonight, Lou.
so as you guys can see, there has been a lot of pain. Even Brittany has spoke on it as well. Just pain around the social media in the world. You're seeing it all in the stories, all in the DMs. We'll play this clip, man, because the thing about it is that I'm just wondering, as men, like, should we be more concerned about the women's feelings and how they feel? No? Well, I'm gonna play this clip and then we'll go ahead and talk about it. All right. Does that sound? I see Luis already ready to.
Yeah, I wanted to say something, but I'm gonna let you go ahead. Well, no, can I say it real quick? It'll be quick.
Uh, yeah, every time you say something, it's a monologue. But go ahead.
I got you. I got you. So it seems like the majority of what she was running off of was women's rights, right? To me, it feels as if the very things that she stands for and that she was promoting goes against women's rights. So if her party is for allowing men to compete in women's sports, that goes against women's rights. If her party is for men going into women's bathrooms, that goes against women's rights. If her party is for allowing men to go into women's prisons and impregnate women, potentially raping them while they're in there, that goes against women's rights. So the fact that men are saying, look, we are not standing for that, we don't agree with that. And then for women to say, oh, y'all don't believe in us, y'all don't want to protect us and all this other shit. And it's like, we are. But the fact that y'all want to go against us for a person that literally wants to go against every God-given right towards women for men to protect them, it's confusing as hell, in my opinion.
Okay, Lapeef, real quick, I just want to piggyback off of what Dia is saying, or what he just said. I understand that perspective, right? And that's something I didn't agree with her campaign. But then let's first and foremost, all of those things are already happening. Okay, men are already playing in women's sports. They're already putting men in women prisons. All of this stuff is happening. It's not that once she became president, she was going to allow all of this to happen. It's already happening. All
Well,
right,
no,
sorry, a
it was
problem.
happening under Biden's
It was
administration.
under the Obama administration. This goes back that far.
Right. It's been happening for a while, right? But under Trump's administration, they were talking about getting rid of a lot of things that women depend on as far as our health care is concerned, right? And by you guys putting him in office, that also affects not only that, but also our children, their education, how they may be treated in the future, what type of education they may receive as far as colleges are concerned, because it's a lot of things that he's trying to push in the 2025 bill. And I'm not sure how many of you have actually read it and done some research on it, that
Project
he's hoping to
2025.
push through, right?
Project 2025.
Yeah.
That's been
You know what's
debunked
so
plenty of
interesting
times.
about that statement you made? You know what's so interesting about that statement you made? We had Obama, okay, we had Trump, and then we had another 4 years. So we've had 3 terms of the Democratic Party. And the thing that you said about protecting our children and their education, why are still young black boys reading on the sub 4th grade level after all these, parties have
That's been
came through?
happening way before this, though, since the No
Okay,
Child Left
it
Behind.
hasn't gotten better. That hasn't even gotten better. So you can't
So
Did
the
it
say
get
that
better
kids
when
like
Trump was in office
all
for
of
4 years?
all of a sudden you can't say that it goes against their educational betterment. When in reality is a lot of parents, unfortunately, today, and I have said this in the past on the show, are reliant on the school system to raise their child. They're not raising them at home. They're not reading to them at a young age. They're not checking their homework. They're not spending time reviewing the syllabus, calling the teacher and having their personal contact information and understanding and checking up once a month, bi-weekly, etc., to ensure that their child is on track to progressing, getting good grades, etc. Let's be very, very clear. A lot of parents are operating on autopilot mode and expect that the government, the school system, some spiritual animal that doesn't exist that I haven't seen yet to take over their child's betterment. There, you expect other people to have a better investment in your child than you,
it's
and
funny
that
that
to
you
me
say
is
that.
crazy.
It's funny
Hold
that you
on.
say that because I was just saying the same thing that you said, and I agree with that 100%. A lot of people is using it as crutch, but there's a lot of people out here that actually need that. It's a lot of people out here that's depending on those resources, and they're working daily, nights. They need those resources. They need that free lunch because the way it is, it's hard to make it out of the lower class and the middle class. And I see a lot of people down here just that's what I'm worried about. But the people that I'm surrounded by, that when I go to these schools, the kids that I have to use my PTO money to get them lunch and pay for their field trips and pay for their school spirit shirts because their parents can't afford them. It's like, yeah, I understand that you want to make the mother better, but it's other mothers out here that's not really just like being lazy, and they really dependent on those resources to get them out their situation.